Okay, this is going to be a quick video showing how to set up and add your proxies to the software. First thing you want to do is click this options tab here and make sure you're on the submission tab. Then down here you'll see the button that says use proxies. You want to make sure and check that, and then you have the option to either use the proxies for posting, for search, or you can use them for both posting and search. So for posting, it would only be used when posting your links to websites. For search, it would be used when scraping websites from Google. Everywhere, it's going to use them everywhere. So if you want to be completely anonymous, you would want to leave it on everywhere. The next thing you want to do is go to configure, and if you're using private proxies, you would click the add proxies here, and if you look, it shows the formats listed, and this is the way you would want to have each proxy, one per line in a text file. So here's an example. These proxies are IP authenticated, which means you have to assign your IP in order for these proxies to work, but these don't require a username or password. So I would just leave these in this format, but if you do have a username or password, or if yours requires a username or password, you would need to put a login and password, and that's the way you would load the file. So since I don't have that, I'll go ahead and load them. You also have additional options here. You can have your thread count, how many threads you want open. The more threads you have open, the faster it's going to test proxies. You have your timeout settings. I'm going to go ahead and test these real quick. Okay, so my proxies have been tested, and you can see down here in the log it says finished. 100 out of 100 proxies seem to work. So that's all you would need to do if you are using your own private proxies. If you want to use the public proxy scraper, which it has a public proxy scraper built in, but if you want to have the highest success rate, it's always best to have your own private proxies or semi-dedicated proxies. But if that isn't in your budget, you can use the the public proxy scraper. So if you want, over here you can see there are hundreds of built-in proxy sources to scrape from. These are basically websites that have proxies on them, and the software will scrape the proxies from these websites. So you can actually, by default, it has some of these selected, or if you want to add your own, you just click add the website, and you would check it off, and the software will automatically scrape that. You can also parse from a file. So if you have a file, if you have a software that scrapes proxies and then saves them to a file, you can select the directory of that file here, and it will automatically pull the proxies out of there. But for normal public proxy scraping, we'll just use the default settings. You have the option here for the software to automatically, I just clicked the automatically search for new proxies, so now it's going to test proxies. It's going to look for them and start testing them. It says found 5,211 proxies, and now it's going to go through the process of testing. But if you select this button up here, it will automatically search for new proxies every X amount of minutes that you set. So while the software is running and posting your links, it will always be updated with working public proxies. And then you can also set it here. It will only test, or it will only search for new proxies if there's less than however many active proxies you have here. So if there's only 50 working proxies and you set that here, then it will go out and test and or scrape and find more and test them again. So that's basically all you need to do. Once your proxies are tested and running, then you can begin to set up your campaign, and that's it.